Is Georgia a no-fault accident state? Hi, my name is Ted Spaulding. I'm an Atlanta personal injury trial lawyer here with a law firm of Spaulding Injury Law. This is a question that we often see out there, and folks are confused here in Georgia, mainly because we neighbor Florida, that my understanding is a no-fault accident state. Here in Georgia, we are not a no-fault accident state, meaning for auto insurance, you don't have coverage for property damage, your medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, so your personal injury case, regardless of who's at fault, okay? Now, the nuance to this is, yes, when it comes to insurance, even if you're at fault, at least your property damage will be covered to the extent you have property damage coverage. But again, we're talking about, can you turn to the other party in the accident, regardless of who's at fault, and cover you for all of your damages, including property, the personal injury case? And the answer again is no in Georgia. You have to prove fault on the other party in order to have the potential to recover insurance proceeds from them for either your property damage or your personal injury claim. And then it goes a little bit further, because in Georgia, you have to prove you're less than 50% at fault for the accident yourself. So the scenarios where the other side's auto insurance would have to cover you for these damages is in any scenario where the at-fault party, this other party, is 51% or more at fault for the accident. Now, in the typical situation that we see, it's 100%. The other party's at fault, it's a rear-end collision, it's a T-bone accident, it's a head-on collision. They caused the accident. That's straightforward. There's 100% at fault. Their property damage insurance will cover your car, and the bodily injury coverage will cover your injuries. Now, where it gets a little trickier is when the police officer believes both parties were at fault. Then you have an argument over, well, how much were you versus them at fault for the accident? And oftentimes what you'll hear just blanketly is the other side's insurance company says, oh, you're 70% at fault, we're 30% at fault, and therefore we don't owe anything. Well, those percentages, where are they coming from? The only people that can tell you that ultimately is a jury listening to the facts and deciding what percentage each party has responsibility for. Now, the insurance company may be basing that off of talking with the police officer, looking at the police report, but those are arguments to be made, and oftentimes you can flip that around and say, now, wait a minute, I don't believe I'm 70% at fault. I think you're insured is 70% at fault, or 60%. So again, it's a nuance here, but we are not a no-fault state. Makes it more difficult, puts the burden on you to prove fault in the case. And I've done an article and a video in the past that kind of walks through how you can go about proving fault on the other side. And it's a very good article to look at. We'll have a link to it. You can go and watch it, and it will help you specifically in the cases where there's an argument over who's at fault or what percentage, and gives you kind of some of the evidence that we look at as lawyers when we're handling these cases. Because again, this is the first thing you've got to do. You've got to prove fault on the side of the other party in order to unlock the insurance proceeds to cover you for your claim. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. There's two ways to do that. One is to go to our website, spaldinginjurylaw.com. We have contact forms on there, and we'll immediately reach out to you. Another is to call me directly. Our phone number is 770-744-0890. Give us a call. We'll be happy to talk with you, answer any questions that you have. Thanks again for watching this video.